Sorry, Alf, you're on mute at the moment.
Great, I'll try again. Well, a very warm welcome to everyone joining us today for today's webinar. Today, we'll be looking at the endorsement process for the UK startup and Innovator Visa routes. There are few people better qualified to speak on this topic than Luda Beanland, founder and MD at Schoolgate Accounting. As you may know, Schoolgate Accounting is a well-established and well-regarded practice that's been operating for over 10 years and is now an official Home Office appointed endorsing body. To explain some of the finer legal niceties, we're extremely fortunate to have Ruslan Kosarenko, a director at Sterling Law, which is a modern cross-domain boutique law firm. My name's Alf Torrance. I'm the executive director of the RBCC. And before we get started, I'll just quickly run through a few of the ground rules. After I finish, Luda and Ruslan will make their presentations, and I'm sure you'll have many questions to put to them. To do so, please use the chat room function, and we'll try and pick out some of the more popular themes. Please, could I ask everyone to keep themselves on mute, unless, of course, you're speaking. And we will be recording the webinar, as you probably heard, which will be posted on the website after the event. If you'd like to follow up on any of the issues, please do so either directly with Schoolgate or Sterling Law. If you can't find them on the website, come to us and we will connect you with pleasure. Anyways, Luda, very great to see you again. This is obviously quite a complex area. Very interested to hear how you navigate it. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Al, for brilliant presentation, introduction. James and Al, thank you very much, first of all, for organizing this webinar for us. We really appreciate it. Hopefully, our participants will find it very interesting and knowledgeable. So first of all, let me just share my screen. I hope everybody can see. So first of all, I would like to pretty much to tell who we are and why you should trust us. So Schoolgate Accounting Services, we are regulated by Chartered Institute of Management Accountants. That means we've got license and insurance for what we do, and home office, of course. We are a boutique firm of Chartered Management Accountants, and we are pride ourselves that we actually take proactive, personalized approach. Okay, so where did it all started? Okay, so it's all started in 2014 when we first established ourselves as purely an accountancy practice. We didn't do anything apart from that. Then in 2016 we grew a little bit, and over 2 years we understood that apart from accountancy we want to do consultancy services. We want our entrepreneurs to grow. We want to help them to achieve what they would like to achieve. So we started providing mentoring services, strategic advice, budgets, you know, more looking at how we can help applicants, for example, find finances, capital, investments. So we found ourselves doing more than just an accountancy practice. In 2018, we were approved by ACCA. ACCA is like CIMA. They are a chartered certified institute. So what that means that we were able to employ the quality people who actually know what they're doing. And 2019, we became a member of Department for International Trade. So we started expand ourselves working in Russia, Kazakhstan, and former SNG, pretty much. And the last one, we were lucky enough, I'm saying really lucky, and we are very grateful to Home Office for giving us an opportunity to become endorsing bodies. So that's pretty much about ourselves. We are a team, so you know the size. So we are a team of 20 employees. So that's who we are. Okay. So now the reason why you're here, because you would like to hear about Startup Innovators Visa. So here they are. So basically, what's the difference? And very often when I start talking to potential applicants, they asking you, what's startup, what's innovator, and which one should I go for? So it always depends on the circumstances. I personally will go for both. I personally you know, you always got a favorite, you know, it's all the time. You've got favorite, you know, I don't want to say employees, otherwise my employees will kill me, right? Because some of them are here, or favorite daughters or sons, you know, but you always got, you know, so my favorite one personally, but by no means it's suitable more for you, it's Innovator Visa. Because after 3 years, and you know, it's give you the right actually to reside permanently in the UK, you know, and you go through all this power, you do the business, obviously, hopefully business successful. You just want, you know, after 3 years, that's brilliant visa. If, you know, you would like to do the business in the UK, you would like to stay here, that's fantastic. You know, why to stay 5 years, you know, which Innovator, however, let us go through startup visa and Innovator Visa and see, you know, at times startup visa might be more suitable for you, regardless of what Innovator is my favorite. So startup visa, it's valid for 2 years, okay? It cannot be extended after expiry. It can be extended, you can be switched to Innovator Visa, and Ruslan will take us through that process a little bit later. So who is that designed? It's designed for someone who just finished university, who hasn't had lots of experience, but they've got amazing idea. They've got amazing idea. It's innovative. I mean, we'll have a look at what exactly that means. Innovative, scalable, viable. They've got, but they haven't proven themselves. So in this case, I mean, they will have to take startup visa, you know, try themselves, prove themselves over a year or two, and then switch to more experienced route, Innovator Visa. Another route which I found, apart from young entrepreneur, it could be someone who comes in the UK and say, listen, I need also to have a side job. I wouldn't be able to support myself, even though I'm quite experienced, you know, I know what I'm doing, but I just need to have a side job. I just can't 100% dedicate myself. As on Innovator Visa, you have to 100% dedicate yourself to business. So startup visa also for someone who wants to do another job, let's say part-time job, you know, and do business as well. So these are pretty much two limitations. I mean, I would say that's, I personally, you know, would go for startup visa if I were a young entrepreneur, or I wanted to do another job. And the third one, actually, I think the last one is £50,000 criteria, because not everybody can afford £50,000, which they have to prove us and to Home Office that they have available. Okay, so that's what it is for startups. So Innovator Visa is designed, is valid for 3 years. You can either apply for indefinite leave to remain after 3 years, or you can extend visa further. So, and in 5 years, you can get indefinite leave to remain. So, so that's amazing visa. Ruslan will tell you more about it. We are not immigration lawyers, so we are pretty much, we work with immigration lawyers. Immigration lawyers file your application after we have finished with you, after giving you the letter. Okay, so that's English, yes. So both visas, you would need to have English, unless you had education here in the UK, or it is somewhere it was in English language. There is NARIC, now they could call it something else. They would assess your certification and so on and so forth. So that's for pretty much for both. Okay, so that's a little bit about visas. Okay, so now let's have a look now. So let's say you're eligible. My first question every time, do you speak English? Okay, so if you don't speak English, you know, that's pretty much, I mean, I don't want to say don't waste your time with us. However, you know, I say, listen, you know, go off, take an English course, you know, get yourself up to scratch, you know, tell your tutor, whoever you engage, that, you know, that's where you want to be. You want minimum B1 grade for your test, and then come back to us. So that's the basic, and we know that learning English, it can be done within a day or two. Anything can be done, but not learning English. It takes probably about a year as minimum, you know, to get yourself. So however, I leave it with you, but that is a requirement. So first one is, and then do you have enough funds to support your business idea, and enough funds, you know, depending on your visa. So the next question after the English, after the funds available, is what's your idea? Okay, and that idea, it has to be innovative, it has to be viable and scalable. All right, so let's go through each one. So what's really innovation? Innovation is a pretty much how you differentiate yourself from your competitors. You've got to do something different that your competitors haven't done before. It doesn't mean that you have to provide absolutely new service or goods. You offer some kind of magical goods which nobody has ever done. That means you just have to do it differently. It could be doing marketing differently. It could be you could be competing on the cost. It could be competing on, okay, you're doing the different services. That's pretty easy. But sometimes you just have to prove that you're going to bring competitive advantage in the UK. Okay, so you're going to do something different. And I think that I understand why Home Office actually have implemented that. You've got, I think it's a common business sense, to be honest. If you just do something that, someone, Mr. Smith across the road does, you just never get going. You've got to have something that would differentiate you from your competitors. It's either you have to be different on the cost, or you have to have a niche, as we know, it's a low coster, or you got the niche and you can charge more, or you're stuck in the middle thing. So that's pretty much exactly the same. So I understand why Home Office, they want to see, if we want to give you visas, you've got to do something different. Give us something we haven't seen before. That's what it is for. Second thing is viability. What that means, if you say, I'm going to fire a rocket in space, you've got to have engineering experience, in your or background in engineering in your CV, which you sent us. So when we see applicants sending the CV, they would like to design something and there is no experience whatsoever, we obviously do question and say, well, listen, your idea is wonderful, amazing, but how you're going to do it if it's not something you've got experience, or you don't have a background education. So your skills, which you so what Home Office is trying to do to make sure that with all this wonderful idea, innovative idea, you're actually the person who can take this business forward. Okay, so that's what it's all about. And the last one is scalability. What that's about? Well, basically, they would like, obviously, if you've got idea, it's innovative, valuable, but it doesn't bring much money, or you're not going to employ anyone. You're just going to be one-man band. You're going to first year, have a turnover of 10,000, second year 15, the third year 25. It's they're saying, listen, you just need to get a job. I mean, that's the cruel reality. So what they're saying, if you've got small turnover and small profit, don't bother. We want to see scalable, valuable. So what we want to actually, you create employment places. We want your business, pay taxes at the end of the day. So I understand the thinking behind it. Obviously, I'm not a Home Office, by the way. I have no idea what's going on through their minds, but it's just my personal opinion. That's how I imagine that's what they're trying to do. They would like you to be scalable, valuable. They would like you to provide working spaces, pay taxes. That's what, and therefore they would love you to have you here if that's what your idea, and if you're qualified, if you are the person take business and you've got grand plans of growing. Okay, so that's about a little bit eligibility. So now you come to us, and that's and basically services. Okay, let me talk to you about these services we can do and how we can help you. So first of all, you come to us, and where to start? You can either send us an email, but we prefer if you go on our website and there is a link where it's I promise it's on the first page. You don't have to search for it. It's straight away endorsement application. You just click on it and you just fill out basic information about yourself. If you've got a business plan, do attach it. If you don't have a business plan, no worries. You just tell us what your idea is about and how it is scalable, valuable, and viable, scalable, and innovative. So 3 criteria. Why do you think we should look for, look at what you've sent us? So you describe us and attach your CV. So we would like you actually to attach. So viability, we straight away can see whether you can do business or not. So then normally we would have a look and we would get in touch. So we've got Tamara, who is in charge for our endorsement department. She will get in touch and we will organize a Zoom meeting. At that Zoom meeting, we pretty much would talk to you about whether you have business plan or you require business plan, and we will talk about business plan a little bit later. I'll tell you what it's all about. And next one, once we supported you, we provide mentoring services. After you get your visa, you enroll into one of our mentoring programs, and we make sure you progress. Okay, so make sure that you grow. We will try to help you out to do anything we can. That I'll touch up a little bit just in a few minutes on that one. And accounting services, yes, we still provide them. That's self-assessment returns, company accounts, annual bookkeeping, payroll, sale, anything you can think of, we do that for the businesses as well, including tax advisors. And we also offer relocation packages for someone who would come in the UK just to make sure they feel comfortable. So that's one of the things we also do. Now, let's talk about business plan development. We've got an independent business plan development department. So what that means, if you, first of all, before we even write full business plan, we would always have a look whether we do market analysis and see whether there is actually innovation. Sometimes you come to us with an idea and you would like us to do business plan, but before we waste your money, we actually say, listen, and sometimes we have no idea until we do the research whether your idea is innovative, because by no means we are experts in all single areas of all the sectors across. Of course not. So we do competitive analysis. If we find the competitive edge and your idea does seem to satisfy, we proceed with writing business plan. What exactly in the business plan? So that's pretty much what everything is written. I'm sure you can all read. Okay, but where I would like to talk to you probably it's financials. Obviously, your business plan have to tackle, why you think it's innovative, scalable, valuable, and also give us. We would like you to give us finance for the next 3 years. Okay, in any case, startup innovator, that's 3 years, because we would like to see that you are scale up. Okay, so you satisfy that criteria. Also, you've got enough income and you have enough funds to employ staff. Okay. So, so endorsement process, I pretty much talk about the majority of it. You come to us, you complete application. Just to recap, we review, we have introduction, Zoom meeting, business plan development. If you need to interview, you go for the interview. If we are happy, we'll check for anti-money laundering. We'll check the source of your funds. We will give you an endorsement letter. And after you get your visa, we start mentoring services. Okay. So, one thing I would like in terms of the funds, you remember I mentioned the startup visa. For startup visa, you don't need to show any funds at all. However, having said that, if you write business plan or we do it and you require initial investment, because any business would require some investment, either you would like it or not, we will have to check that. Okay, so if you put in the business plan that to start me, to get me going, I will need £10,000, we will have to check you got £10,000. That's something to bear in mind when you do your own business plan. Okay, so just the startup capital does have to match to your bank, the balance on your bank statement. Okay, so after you've got your visa, okay, we will congratulate you. That's amazing news. You will have to enroll in our mentoring program. From our side, we will have to make sure that we do we take official meetings at 12, they're called checkpoints, 6, 12, and 24 months. We will pretty much do assessment. Your key performance indicator would be your business plan, and these points are very serious. So we'll have to, write the detailed reports and keep them on our files for home office. Okay, just to make sure. Obviously, if you don't show up at meeting, if something else, we have a responsibility to report you to home office, which we obviously don't want to do. So we warn you in advance so that doesn't happen. Okay. So now mentoring program, what's that about? On a monthly basis, first of all, once you get your visa, we will sit down, we figure out what you exactly need. That is going to be bespoke package, which is not going to include answering the phone call from you or providing you with office space. No, these things will help you if you need to arrange and will help you to find them if you need to. However, that's pretty much is going to be, we will advise you on company incorporation, company structure. We will advise you which bank you need to go to and support opening a bank account. If you need funds, we can introduce you to our own internal investors, which our clients, and external if you require. So we will help you. We can help you with that. We can advise you on business strategy and on share schemes to actually, so your company would be attractive for investors, because if there are schemes like enterprise investment scheme where if investor invest money in you, they will get tax refund. Nice. So they would like to, invest in you. So therefore, we will discuss. And in reality, what it is, we are just meeting together and we see what exactly do you need. By no means we will force anything on you. That's not our aim. I know that some others, I've heard we got applicants, oh, I'm forced to do this. It is like, no. That's not what we do. We are there to help you, okay? So we would like to make sure that, you find that actually our help is proactive and it is helpful. So we'll not force anything that you don't. So if you don't want advice on company structure, we will not talk about it. So that's pretty much, that list is not actually, that's not it, obviously, that's some of the examples. We just do whatever you want us to do. We're just saying, don't ask us to look after your children, anything else will go. So business related. Okay, thank you. So now what others, I can see I'm overrunning by 1 minute. I think I know Ruslan will forgive me. So what other things we do? Yes, we provide mentoring package. We also got accounting package. So if you want to come to us in terms of the accountancy, we are not expensive. We also we employ qualified people, ACA qualified, CIMA, chartered tax advisors. So we can provide you with these accounting services. We reply to all the inquiries in time. We will make sure you got hands-on support and also relocation package. Okay, so for someone who is based abroad, we will try to, so you come here, you settle down, we'll try to do anything. We introduce you, whoever does, for example, property, we'll just introduce them so they can help you to find, for example, property to live in and anything else you need. So, next one is all the assets. Innovator is my favorite because it actually leads you to indefinite leave to remain. That's permanent place of living in the UK, which is amazing. I mean, there are some conditions. However, so here are the conditions. Okay, so I think when you go through each one, I'm not going to touch up because you've got Ruslan for actually advising you on that step. So that's not something we actually do advise or cover. However, the easiest ones for me, I'm sure you can read them all, is spend £50,000 on your business. That's £50,000. Give us the money to spend on the business. We can invest in a variety of things. Genuine, I'm talking about genuine. I mean, I probably spent, when I open in any of my businesses, I spend much more, and even without even, realizing that. So I think that's pretty easy to satisfy. And the other one is actually, you're supposed to do something innovative. Just get a patent, okay, for your innovation. That's also, okay, it takes time, but get patent, and that's the easiest without employing. I mean, obviously it would be fantastic if you could satisfy all the other criteria, but in my opinion, sometimes by looking at as an accountant also, I do see what other entrepreneurs do. It's quite difficult in my opinion to reach 1 million or employ so many people after on the year 3. That's my opinion. However, there are conditions. Home office, thanks to home office, we've got some conditions which are okay to satisfy. Okay, so right, so that's pretty much about us. If you want to get in touch with us, that's our phone number, that's our email address, and you can find us schoolgateaccounting.com. We would love to hear about you. If you have any questions, please do drop us an email. Okay, thank you very much. That's all about me, and I will pass it to Ruslan once I come out. Yeah, stop share. Stop share. Thank you very much, everyone. So, Ruslan, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Luda. Yes, I will start sharing my screen. Just one sec. Can everybody see my screen now? Okay, that's perfect. All right, so my name is Ruslan Kosarenko. I'm an immigration partner of a Legal 500 firm. We're called Sterling Law. We're 30 people. Half of us are immigration lawyers. Half of us are commercial, family, and other solicitors. We are probably the first Russian-speaking and Russian-owned company that achieved Legal 500 status, and we have had it for the last 3 years now. So we're aiming at top tier next year, and we served probably more than 12,000 clients. Most of them are Russian speakers. We helped to relocate startups, families to the UK, and more than 2,000 clients are now British citizens. So I'll be talking about startup and Innovator Visa. I'll probably also start like Luda with my favorite one. I also think that Innovator Visa is better than startup, maybe for different reasons. One of the reasons is that Innovator Visa gives you an opportunity to switch to other categories. Sometimes it's important when we plan for clients. Also, Innovator Visa gives you an opportunity to extend your stay. If you didn't manage to achieve your objectives in the first 3 years, you can always extend again and again until you do. Startup Visa does not give that flexibility. Once it's up, it's up. And another thing is that you can combine Innovator Visa with Skilled Worker Visa to obtain indefinite leave to remain. For example, if you spend 2 years on Innovator and got a job, and you spend further time on Skilled Worker, you can amalgamate 2 visas and get indefinite to remain, and that's not possible with startup. So again, my favorite is Innovator, but we'll talk about both. And I'd like to start my presentation with a compliment to Luda. I think Luda possesses not just a wealth of knowledge and technical expertise as an endorsing body, a mentor, and accounting firm. I think she has a really positive energy that any startup needs to make them to make it in the UK. And I have had so many positive feedback about Luda's mentorship services and endorsement services that I can't recommend her highly enough. Of course, we are using different startup companies, but I can see that Schoolgate Accounting is offering a personalized approach, and the team is very passionate about assisting startups and more mature businesses in the UK. So first of all, startup visa is for those who have no business experience. Mainly, I'm talking from our experience in the last 2 years. It's for graduates who are switching from tier 4 and they'd like some additional time in the UK, and they have a business idea. And the majority of these students or graduates obtain endorsement from their university, and they're developing effectively a new business in the UK. So what are the requirements for startup? First of all, you must be endorsed by either a higher education establishment or a private company like Schoolgate Accounting. In terms of your idea, it must be new. So you can't join a business that exists. This is a question that arises many, many times during consultations. It must be innovative, and Luda talked about what innovation means, and it must have potential for growth. And of course, you establish these things in the business plan. And in terms of immigration requirements, there are points that are calculated. So for the business that's innovative and scalable, you get 25 points. And English language requirement, financial requirement take you to the number of points that you need to get that visa. So how many visas have been issued so far? Probably everybody remembers early launch of this visa. It wasn't very popular. We were waiting impatiently when the first one will come through. And you can see on this graph, when it was introduced, in the whole 3 months, only 22 applications were made. And then the visa became more popular. More graduates were applying. But of course, COVID started in second quarter of 2020, so you saw the massive drop, and then it came back again. Why it's coming back down now, I don't know. Maybe it's linked with the introduction of a graduate route. Now, many graduates who have graduated already or will graduate next summer have an opportunity to switch to a 2-year visa without having been endorsed or having a job offer. Therefore, maybe there will be less people applying for a startup visa. But on the other hand, there is more interest from abroad. We get more inquiries from Russia, Kazakhstan, Ukraine, and Belarus for startup visa. Interestingly, you can also see the statistics about nationality. So far, this visa wasn't very popular among Russian speakers. Only 3% of Russian nationals, only 3% out of all nationalities are Russians. So, but hopefully more people will be applying moving forward. So with regards to Innovator Visa, it's for more experienced business people. There are no entrepreneurial teams like it used to be for Tier 1 entrepreneur previously. Therefore, some planning is needed if 2 or more founders want to relocate in the UK. At the moment, there is criteria of £50,000 investment, but the government is going to remove this in the near future. Again, with regards to your idea, you need to be endorsed by Schoolgate or any other endorsing body. It must be innovative, so it must be something completely new to the UK market, must be scalable, viable. These are the 3 magic words that Luda kept repeating. In terms of immigration rules, so you get 10 points for business plan, and Luda mentioned the criteria for a successful business plan. And also, you need to show that your business venture is innovative, viable, scalable. 50,000 is available to invest, English, and your finances. Very often at consultations, people tell me, okay, once I get endorsement, visa is guaranteed, right? Not so. In the vast majority of cases, it can be correct, but Home Office is becoming more and more intrusive. And they're checking business plans now at the visa application stage. Even though you already received your endorsement, they can still ask to submit your business plan. So we already have seen first refusals when clients were applying by themselves. And unfortunately, the Home Office started analyzing their business plans and started refusing even with the endorsement. So with regards to the numbers, about 30 people a month apply for Innovator Visa. I must say that the refusal rate for Innovator is lower than for Global Talent. I think that Innovator Visa is a good alternative for those who were rejected, for example, by Tech Nation for endorsement for Global Talent, or they have done the eligibility check with us or other lawyers and they don't think they qualify for Global Talent. Innovator Visa would be something that they should definitely consider. And again, you can see similar statistics from all the Innovator Visa applications. Again, a minority are Russian speakers, which is a shame, but we are now promoting this route among our clients who are inquiring. Those startups who are looking to relocate to the UK, we explain the benefits of the Innovator Visa, but also the UK government is taking steps to reduce the threshold to obtain the endorsement and this visa. And therefore, we predict that the number of applicants for Innovator Visa will increase. With regards to the difference between Innovator and the Global Talent, on Global Talent, you don't need to work exclusively on your project. And to get indefinite leave to remain after Global Talent, you need to show that you were able to earn money, you're living in the UK using your talent. With regards to Innovator, we have already seen Luda's slide. what she explained needs to be achieved to get indefinite to remain. I agree with Luda. If you have a genuine business that is working, those criteria are obtainable. And in fact, I think they're similar with the old Tier 1 entrepreneur scheme, when you had to have invested £200,000 in your business. Now it's only 50. And previously you have had to employ 2 people, now you're employing 5. But mathematically, it's roughly the same figures. And obviously, we have had hundreds and hundreds of clients coming off Tier 1 entrepreneur programs, successfully applying for ILR, satisfying the criteria. So I believe there is nothing stopping genuine businesses embarking this journey, achieving what's required for indefinite to remain. And as I said before, if you haven't managed to achieve 2 of those criteria, again, it's only 2 you need to achieve, you can always extend it. With regards to entrepreneurial teams, the way we approach it, only one founder can apply for Innovator Visa. Once they are in the UK, they register the company, they register with HMRC, open a business bank account, they can apply for a sponsor license. And that will allow to bring key personnel from Russia, from other countries, to join them in the UK on a skilled worker visa. And that seems to be working well for our clients. With startup, it's not as attractive because startup visa for 2 years doesn't give you this stability. And once the 2 years is up and you brought your team here and you yourself were not able to switch to Innovator Visa, then it's not very convenient. With regards to options for those people who are currently on startup or are thinking about getting startup visa, what to do next after the visa expires. There are 3 options available to you. The first one is that you switch to skilled worker visa if you find an employer. Second option is to switch to Innovator Visa. And the third option is to switch to Global Talent Visa. So the preferred route, of course, is to switch to Innovator Visa to continue with your original idea, or it can be a different idea. And now, because the government saw this as sort of a barrier, again, they're reducing the threshold for Innovator Visa to make it easier for those who are already on startup to extend and get on an innovator route. There are 49 recognized endorsing bodies. Schoolgate Accounting is one of them. And 114 universities can also provide endorsement for the Innovator Visa. With regards to the application procedure, first of all, we have a short conversation with you, finding out your objectives. Then we assess your resume and we advise you on the timetable, how quickly each step takes. First of all, we get a preliminary approval from endorsing body. Takes about 2 to 3 working days. We then prepare a business plan, which is the second stage. And then we make an application to endorsing body. So you can see from slides, it doesn't take a long time, but we advise clients to prepare for these applications thoroughly, especially before step 4, the virtual interview, which normally lasts an hour, but you need to be really prepared and you need to be able to convince the endorsing body to work with you. And the final stage is the actual visa application. As I told you, there are some issues that can arise at the visa application stage. Your previous immigration history can affect your application. Small things like appointments, TB test. Some people, unfortunately, don't show negative results on TB test. They need to wait for the second one. It causes delays. Then we have different queries about bank statements and the format of documents. And this is something that we're advising on all the time. And as I told you previously, the Home Office has the power to interview in addition to the endorsing body interview. And they also have power to analyze your business plan, question it, and even refuse if they think that your idea is not innovative enough. And I have personally seen several such refusals already. So what are the common mistakes that we see the clients make? First of all, we see that people do not provide proper evidence. So you need to really work closely with your accountants, banks, to collate all the necessary documents that will be required for the endorsement. The business plan, again, there is no shortcut. It needs to be a proper business plan written specifically for you, for your idea. It needs to be very clear. For the same reason, I'm saying this for the third time, that it's not only the endorsing body that has experience with business plans, but also the Home Office, who can check your business plan. And you can assume safely that the Home Office does not have much experience analyzing business plans. Therefore, you need to write that business plan so clearly, almost at their level, so they totally understand your idea and why it's innovative. That seems to be the main issue with the Home Office at the moment. And of course, your research is the key, because if the Home Office decides to double check your endorsement and your business plan, they carry out some desk research. And if they find some inconsistencies, like really, really silly mistakes, they Google something that is different from what it says in your business plan, they immediately raise it as an issue and the interview, or they refuse without an interview. So we need to make sure that we're ready for that. So what are the examples of previously endorsed applications that we dealt with? So we had an advanced engineering for health and safety products. We had fintech startup. We had web-based software development company. Also, we had SaaS corporate training platform, fintech money management application. So you can see mainly it's technological businesses that get endorsements. What about the changes that the government is going to introduce soon? So the government realizes that not a large number of people, as they expected, are applying for this route. And the government also realizes the hunger or the need for talent after Brexit. I think we all realize that now. So they're going to simplify the eligibility criteria for Innovator route, which is a welcome news. There'll be a lighter touch endorsement process. And also there will be no longer a requirement to have at least £50,000 in investment funds when the endorsing body, such as Schoolgate Accounting, is satisfied that the applicant has sufficient funds to grow their business. So it will be entirely up to the endorsing body to decide on that. So once again, we are Sterling Law. We will help relocate your team on either Innovator route or Global Talent route. It's up to you which one you decide. We discuss advantages and disadvantages of each, and we will then help you obtain a sponsor license for your business to relocate your team. And also we work on your family migration issues too. Sometimes we experience issues with dependents, children, wives. This is the job of lawyers, and any queries are welcome. And that's the end of my presentation. If you have any questions, please let me know.
Ruslan and Luda, thank you very much to both of you. Very clear and concise overviews of the system. Fascinating as well. I found it really, really interesting. And I think very thorough as well, because several of the questions I was noting down as we went along, you answered. So a job well done, I'd say. To the audience, this is your chance to quiz two real experts on the matter. Please do take the opportunity. As I've said in the chat room, you can do that in the chat room, or you can ask them direct. And indeed, that was someone. And indeed, if you feel more comfortable asking the question in Russian, I'm sure Ludo or Ruslan would be happy to take the question in Russian and do a quick translation for those of you who only speak English. While we hopefully we get a question from the audience, I would just like to ask Ruslan a quick question. You described some of the industries people were in, or some of the ideas from the industries they belong to. Can I ask you, do the Home Office or do the various people who do the judging of the business plans, do you detect that they have a bias for any particular industry, or are they pretty agnostic about it? I think most of them you mentioned were tech, but that could just be a coincidence.
Yes, I think it is a coincidence, and I think the Home Office is not biased, and you can see that endorsing bodies specialize in different industries, and some endorsing bodies specialize only in fintech, other endorsing bodies specialize in fashion or ad tech as well. So it's entirely up to endorsing body whether to endorse. But of course, from experience, we know which endorsing body to go to in a particular scenario. And we have had somebody from fashion industry as well, engineering, but not tech background. We have artistic businesses relocating. We're working with a large modeling agency at the moment, and even catering businesses. We have had 2 catering businesses endorsed. One might think, oh, what's innovative in the restaurant industry? Everything's been invented so far, but no, we still get endorsements.
Great, thank you, Russell.
Yeah, just to add that we have, I mean, we've been writing business plans for former Entrepreneur Visa. Now we do for startups. Before we got endorsed, we were doing business plans for startup Innovator. We have seen variety. Obviously, I mean, fintech is more straightforward. I would say, you know, you see something innovative in fintech, so, oh, that's in. However, if we haven't written a business plan before we got endorsed for someone was electrical charging points and was Chinese guy, and actually his innovation was on the cost. Believe or not, I mean, we were writing the business plan, like, well, you know, charging, I've got one at home, and across the road, you've got 3 public ones. You know, what's innovative? It's just the cost, because obviously, as we know, parts in China are so cheap. You know, he was able to massively, you know, undercut his competitors. Here you go. So fintech, I think what Ruslan showed is the most straightforward one, where you say, yeah, that sounds like, you know, smells like innovation. However, having said that, I would say there is no, for us, you know, as an endorsing body, I would say where Tamara and I, we see something to do with medicine, I'll be honest with you, and construction. Though we say we will look into any industries, we will do market research if required, we will get someone actually to provide second opinion if required, as well as if it looks like, you know, if we don't have expertise. However, medicine, we found if somebody comes from abroad and they are, let's say, doctors, and they want to employ foreign doctors, well, you know, actually, you know, we don't know the standard of their medicine in their country. So unless it is something to do with the UK and it is highly regulated, so we tend to, if it is, you know, something to do with medicine, it's really, you know, quite tough one. And construction, building something, you know, that's also something that, you know, unless it is really amazing, something that clearly some product, you know, they're using in building that, you know, you can complies with innovation, we would keep away from that. So these are the only 2 which probably we would sort of take it very carefully and probably would not endorse, unless, however, the majority of them, you know, by no means, you know, it could be, we had swimming costumes, we had, you know, obviously it's not fintech, you know, we had variety of, I wouldn't share all the ideas with you, otherwise you will all go and write business plans now, you know. So for these ideas, oh, that's a nice idea, thank you, Luda. So rather than, yeah, so I would say, you know, if you think something that the UK doesn't have, talk to us, talk to me, talk to Ruslan, and we would be happy to have a look whether it would satisfy the criteria. I think, Ruslan, you have a question here in the chat.
Yeah, hold on. Before the question, I wasn't sure if you endorsed the swimwear for female swimwear product. Yes,
no, we didn't. No. But we were writing the business plan for them.
Yes. No, but yeah, I wasn't sure. But we got the endorsement for that.
Oh,
So
yes.
it's just to show.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So we did a business plan. We did it before we actually got endorsed ourselves as an endorsing body. So yes. So exactly. Here you go. Swimming. So you see, guys, by no means it's in fintech only. So don't be scared. I was like, oh, I'm not going to fire a rocket in the sky. It's not for me. No, yours. Any dream of your life you want to do. If just find competitive edge. How you're going to be different. Something innovative that the UK haven't seen, you're most welcome. Ruslan, you've got a question, I think, here in chat. Can you see it?
Yes. So chances to switch from tier 2 ICT and to have additional employment, like second job, innovator entrepreneur. So yes, absolutely. Let's have a chat. With regards to second job, on startup, not a problem. On innovator, the requirement is that you must be working for your business, but in the near future, the government is removing this criterion. So even on innovator, you will be able to work for another organization. So they're relaxing this criteria. But at the moment, it's only your project for innovator. For startup, you can also work for other projects. But yes, you can switch from ICT. So let's have a chat and we'll be able to assist.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ruslan. Right. Any other questions? You can ask us anything you want, I promise. We'll not tell anyone. By the way, it's been recorded, so you know. Yeah. Okay. Right. So I think we're all good. Alf, you're back, right? I hope the technology is working for you. Here you go. Another business idea: how to improve Zoom. So it doesn't chuck you out in the middle of the webinar. That's an idea. Alf, can you put you're on mute? Alf, you're on mute. I can see you're trying to speak. Yeah. You're still on mute, I'm afraid. Right. Right. Any other questions? So if you want to speak up, if you want to speak Russian, that's absolutely fine.
Luda, I think we have another question from Fiona.
Oh, Fiona,
she
okay.
says, any good pension plan recommendations to startup companies?
Right. Okay. Right. So in order for me to advise you on the pension, I will tell you the answer. However, in order to just to let you know, I'm not allowed to advise on the pension. So that's caveat. What I can't do, and also I can't advise on immigration. So that's also, there is a lot of things we can't do. However, I'll just share my experience with you. By no means it's advice. You need a pension advisor for that with FCA license. If you want, please do get in touch with me. I can put you in touch with pension advisor. However, what we do as an accountant, what we do for our companies, the most basic ones is Nest, pension people, and smart pensions. They seem to be the most popular ones. I think they are quite risk. Obviously there is a risk always, as we know. We all come from Soviet Union, where I don't know. My parents were collecting like 5 rubles a month. So when you're 18, you can buy yourself like whole set of furniture for your flat. And no money, you remember? Yes, some of you might remember who are my age. Yes. So there is always a risk, as we can imagine, with any pension. But seem to be that the most popular ones, the Nest, pension people, and smart pensions. They from on our clients.
Luda, if the question is about founders rather than employees, they can
any good pension plan recommendation for startup companies?
They can consider self-investment pension plan, SIP. They can Google and find out what this is, because maybe they're just thinking
if you're
about
talking about yes, if you're talking about enterprise EMI, for example, where you reward shares. No, that's not a pension. Okay. Please, can you speak to me directly and clarify? I thought you meant generally a pension for any pension, but do talk to me. There are some, if you want to reward your employees with shares. Okay, that could be. That's why SIP, EMI, and other share schemes we can discuss. ESOPs. Okay, that's
there are some tax saving vehicles which can be packaged with the pension. So I think you need to get in touch with Luda separately. There are ways to do it for both founders and companies, and we are using those schemes, which the government is also actively promoting.
All right. Any other questions? You can ask me about taxation questions, accounting. You all good? Right. James, I think probably that is it. We've got.
Yeah, thank you very much, Luda and Ruslan, for your very, very useful and interesting presentations. And I hope all of the audience found it interesting as well and useful. Please do get in touch with Luda and Ruslan if you have any further questions. You can either find us to contact both of them or contact them directly as well. Well, thank you very much. Please do pay attention to our upcoming events. They're just listed on our website. But in the meantime, thank you so much for joining us and have a good rest of the afternoon. Thank you very much, Luda.
Thank you very much, James. And Alf is not here. Thank you very much, Ruslan. Thank you very much. Appreciate it as well. And thank you for organizing, James.
No problem.
Thank you.
Take care, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everyone. Thanks. Bye.